Hey guys, so I was having trouble with my microquiet 4000 generator. It was leaking oil, and it was leaking oil right here. Well, it was leaking oil on the bottom, but when I looked and I used a flashlight and got in there, this is where it was leak. It wasn't leaking, it was misting, and it was misting in the cover, and it was misting up in this area back here in the back. Here's the front. It was misting here in the area in the back. So that would be on the generator. Okay, there's a plate here that covers up the muffler. It was spraying misting, can't even see my finger, right up in this area, up on top. And you could see it, it was pulling up down in here or whatnot. So there's our plate here. And I could see it, it was just misting. And I thought, oh no, I've got a bad seal or something. So that's where I'm at right now. I've got the generator out, and I'm going to, well, what I first thought was, you know what, it was a seal, but then I thought, you know what, I'll look, and the people on the internet said, well, it's the oil plug is leaks, you know, the oil plug leaks. And so I put Teflon on it and put it back in, and then I started the generator up while it was inside, and I thought for sure I fixed it. But then after it got a little hotter and warmer, I could see it was misting up there at the top again, and there was like, it was dripping right in here. I'm going, oh no, I didn't fix it. So that's the point I'm at right now. And why is my phone doing that? And so what I did was, I'm still thinking hopefully it's still the drain plug underneath, which it sits, and there's this little area here in between here and the plug, so the oil can pull up in this little area down here. And if it was leaking from the oil plug, there was still a bunch of oil back in there, which there was. And as it warmed up, the fan from here, there's a lot of air that comes out of here, was picking it up from the pan, and obviously it was spraying up in here. It was enough wind to where it was spraying up in here. So I put it on an edge at an angle and let it, most of the oil drip to a certain area. Wiped it out this morning and pushed my rag back under there. Hopefully got it all cleaned up. And I am just hoping and praying that it's not leaking from here. Or here's the base. See the base where the oil sits in there? So I've got it all nice and cleaned up. I put a rag in there and cleaned all this up. So what I'm gonna do now is, I have it out, and I'm gonna hook my wires up. Got a little longer fuel line. I'm gonna hook it up. I'm gonna fire it up and see if I see any leaking. If I don't, then it was obviously the oil plug, which I pray that was the problem. When we got home from our last trip, my wife started up the generator while I was gone at work. I didn't really want her to start it because it was misting oil up here, and I'm all like, whoa. And she told me when I got home, I didn't want to tell you, but the generator just stopped working. And I flipped out. I'm thinking, oh, great. So then I thought, oh, it's gotten some electronics. So then I pulled this wire off here, tried to prime it, no gas was coming out. Oh no, it's the oil, or it's the filter. I mean, not the pump, or the what is this? The fuel filter. Fuel pump and fuel filter sits back in here. Oh no, well, yeah, at least now I gotta fix that and the leak. But then I was watching Tito RV, and he said, well, you know, if you have less than a quarter tank, these things are meant not to run. That was the problem. I went and filled up the gas, and it was fine, because the thing only goes so far down in the gas can, and it was under a quarter tank. You couldn't suck up the gas. So so that was a relief. So now I'm hoping this is another small fix here. It's just the drain plug. So I'm gonna fire this up now outside the RV, and we're gonna see what we got here. Okay, well, I'll tell you back, and I'll show you when we get back here. Okay, before I start it up, I want to show you my connections here. Okay, here's where it sits, obviously. Okay, I don't think I need this one hooked up. So I've got my fuel line, goes up there to the fuel hose. I've got my negative, which just barely reaches. I've got my positive. It's on this solenoid, it looks like right there. And I went to Harbor Freight and got me one of these furniture dollies, which is nice. So, got my fuel line, got my two positive negatives there, and my dolly. And over here where the things are hooked up, got all these capped off. There's where electricity comes out. And I found for my installation, unhooking this from the inside here was a lot easier than from trying to unhook it from this area here. That goes in there and goes underneath this somewhere, and it grounds, and then there's the white wire is not able to be unhooked. It goes somewhere back in there. So I said, I'm not going to clip that wire. So that was a lot easier to do that. So, and another thing is, of course, I had to have it off the ground because the pipe for the exhaust needs, you know, needs to have some more. Because if I set it straight on the ground, it's not going to be able to push the exhaust out. Okay, well, we're going to start this thing. Okay, well, you seen where it was leaking, and it took about 2-3 minutes, and then it just started pouring out. You seen how much it was coming out. So it was running fine, and then you could hear it was a little bit of a change in the running speed, and then it just started coming out. What the heck? I'm not sure what the heck to think. I know obviously the gasket's bad, but has it been pressurized? Did that crankcase get pressurized to where it starts pushing it out? What the heck? Anybody know what's going on here? I'll go ahead and post this video. Hopefully somebody can help me. It went way over there. That's because of the blow. It just blew way over there. Okay, well, shucks. I was just hoping it wouldn't be so, but at least that's easier to get to than the base of the whatever. The gasket's not much, it's like 10 bucks, but okay, well, I'm gonna leave it to you guys to maybe for some help. Okay, actually I just turned it on right after I decided to quit the video, and it comes out. It must be when the oil starts to warm up, it comes out there. So obviously it's just a new gasket, and if it's not too hard, maybe I'll just this plate just comes off with all the springs popping out. That would be horrible. And maybe the oil level's low enough to where I don't have to tip it on its side. Anybody know? Let me know.